7:06 p.m. Eastern Time. What a great night for baseball. High of 91, 82 degrees. Next pitch is rolled foul towards New Hampshire's dugout. Gabby Martinez ducks out of the way. And it's a 1-1 count to Rock Riggio. He had a great night last night. Number 24 prospect for the Yanks. 1-1. Skied left field side and out of play. 4 for 8 in the series. Rock Riggio, 2-run homer in game 1 last night. Really getting acclimated to the Double-A level quickly. 1-2. That gets back to the backstop. Looked like Robert Brooks might have been crossed up there. John Forster behind the plate tonight. He ducked out of the way of that pitch. Robert Ginther is at first. Trey Jester stands just beyond the third base bag, right in foul territory. 2-2 from Rogers to Riggio. High and away, 3-2.
Almost half of the runs that Grant Rogers has given up in those 6 starts, Joe, have been in the first inning. So see if he can get a good start. And that is a good start.
There it is. Called strike 3 on Riggio. Right in there.
95-mile-per-hour fastball from Grant Rogers.
That was close.
Out of McNeese State.
Low and away, just dotted the outside corner. 95. That's a great start when you got this 1-2 punch in Lombard Jr. First pitch to him's in for a strike, and then Spencer Jones right after him, the number 1 and 2 prospects for the New York Yankees. Both enjoying strong series. Next one's fouled straight back. 0-2. Hey, you mentioned it, the 11th rounder by Toronto out of McNeese State in 2023. Groves, Texas, tall right-hand thrower. 0-2 to Lombard Jr. That skips in there, 1-2.
And I guess I should have done a little bit of a deeper dive into the stats, which again shows that Rogers has given up 7 earned runs in the first inning. 5 of them were in his last start against Reading, which was his roughest.
1-2, up and inside. Yeah, 6 earned runs against Reading his last time out on 7 hits, both of those matching career highs. 2-2. Lombard Jr. smacks it through the right side. That'll get through for a base hit. Has now reached in 14 of his last 15 games played. Just finds a hole on the infield. And with 1 out, Somerset knocks their first base hit.
He was looking for Rogers to throw something off the plate and reached out and was able to smack one the opposite way.
And now a tough task in Spencer Jones. Saw him hit a long home run in last night's game. Number 2 Yankees prospect, 2 for 4 in the series with the home run. Also walked 4 times. First pitch from Rogers. In there for a strike. Well, Jones didn't like the call, but that's a pretty big strike zone to throw to. And he stands a little bit lower than his 6'8" figure. 6'7" should say. 0-1. Jones runner takes off, late throw from Brooks. It's not going to get there in time. I don't think Brooks really knew that Lombard Jr. took off.
Doty tried to get the tag there on the leg, but runner was clearly in safe, so runner in scoring position for Jones. But that home run, by the way, he hit last night, his 13th, puts him in the Eastern League lead in that category, 1 ahead of Ryan Clifford of Binghamton.
0-2, cut on and missed, strike 3. Couple of strikeouts for Rogers in the first. Now here comes Rafael Flores. Well, Rogers, as mentioned, made his Double-A debut against Somerset, and that was a first inning that he was able to work his way out of. First pitch to Flores. Where'd that miss? Ball 1.
Box shows maybe a tad low. Maybe.
Well, Rogers.
With a sinker there.
Sinker at 92. Here's the next one. That catches the box this time, 1-1.
Plate umpire John Forster tonight. Trey Jester, umpire at third. Robert Ginther at first.
1-1. Just outside, 2-1. Well, Bob Rogers will throw pretty much everything at you except the kitchen sink. Fastball, sinker, cutter, slider, changeup, and splitter.
So good luck trying to differentiate them all.
That at 91, not sure. 2-1 is skied foul. That one at 85. So you think that could be the cutter or the change? Splitter even? Not sure.
We held the game for half an hour, and the possibility of a thunderstorm might have nicked us. It did not. So precautionary. You didn't want to get the guys started and then have a thunderstorm and then lose the starting pitchers. Fans got a little bit of extra time to get in the ice cream and hot dog lines. Ice cream is going to be popular tonight.
Definitely. 91 the high. 2-2, broken bat, slow roller towards Doty. Looked like he slipped a little, but he fires in time at first. To get Rafael Flores, put an end to the top of the first inning. Cats coming up to the plate next for the first time when we return from Delta Dental Stadium.
Bob Lindman with Joe Pratt defensively for Somerset. They'll send out Tyler Hardman to first. Rock Riggio is at second. George Lombard Jr. at short. Max Burt, the local guy, over at third. And then the outfield left to right, Gabrielson, Jones, and Martin. Rafael Flores behind the plate tonight. And our first look at Carlos Lagrange, all 6'7" of Lagrange. Does that mean both starters are 6'7" tonight? Is that right? That's pretty wild.
Big guys out there, righties. Well, it's the third start at the AA level for Carlos Lagrange. Got the promotion up from Hudson Valley on June 3rd. So far 1-1 with a 7.20 earned run average. He'll face Edinson Paulino to start off his night. First pitch from the big righty to Eddie. Tapper foul. Headed towards Charles McAdoo in the on-deck circle.
This is an electric fastball. You just saw 97 on the Gundam, the first one. This is a guy who can throw 100.
He's got that all-red glove. Brings it in front of his face. Now the windup, he deals. Slap towards the opposite way, sinking quickly, and that'll be in for a base hit for Edinson Paulino. He's thinking about two. He'll slam on the brakes, go back to the first base bag with a leadoff single.
0 for 7 in the doubleheader last night, so you know he wanted to get off to a good start today as Casey, our Honda dealer's bat dog, retrieves Edinson Paulino's 41st hit of the year.
Charles McAdoo calls time. That was a 98-mile-an-hour pitch. Paulino just serves it to left center field. Now right on right with Charles McAdoo. First pitch. In there for a strike. 97. Yeah, he's bringing it. Just like he did in the spring breakout game for the Yankees back on March 15th. Went 4 innings, allowed 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, 0-1. McAdoo is way ahead of that breaking ball at 84, and it's 0-2. And you mentioned it, he was touching the upper 90s in that game too, back in March.
We've seen the fastball and we've seen the slider. Let's see what else we've got.
0-2. Another breaking ball, cut on and miss, strike 3.
McAdoo comes into the game. We'll keep an eye on it, Joe, with the longest hit and on-base streak by a New Hampshire player so far this year. He's on a 12-game hit streak, 15-game on-base streak.
Certainly need to follow that. .412 batting average in his last 5. Now here's Ryan McCarty, first pitch. 3 straight breaking balls, they've all been strikes, 0-1. McCarty with the runner on first base. It's Edinson Paulino. And Lagrange comes set. Peek over at first. Paulino takes off early, pitches on the way. And no chance to get Paulino as he takes second base uncontested.
Third steal of the year for Paulino. Boy, if they had alerted Lagrange, it might have had an easy pickoff there.
Yeah. That's one where sometimes you'll see pitchers get locked up. They don't want to make a balk and just give them the second base bag.
See if McCarty can pick up the run.
Here we go, 1-1. Cut on and missed. That touched 100, triple digits, wow.
99.6 what I'm showing. You have 99.4.
Well, the scoreboard said 100.
Yeah, they rounded up.
I
Good
think
spin rate on that, too.
when you're going into the triple digits, maybe you don't round up. Big lead at second for Paulino. He's dancing around back there. There he goes. Pitch on the way. Fouled straight back. Headed right towards us.
Right, so the problem with a guy who's throwing 98, 99, 100 is it makes it that much more difficult to steal because you lose those split seconds. The ball's
there.
getting to home plate pretty quick.
Yeah, in a hurry.
Right. Now, if the guy throws the slider, then you're safe. Then you're good. He doesn't. I guess he can get to third. A sac fly would get him in, but it's not essential that he gets to third here.
Now the 1-2. That finds the dirt. That would have been a good one to run on. 83. Well, Lagrange with 64 strikeouts with Hudson Valley. He left the South Atlantic League leading, or should say in third place in the strikeout category. Was first with a 1.03 whip among starters. Now he comes set with the glove just above his belt. 2-2 to McCarty. Breaking ball dots the outside corner, strike three. So a swinging strikeout, now a looking strikeout for Lagrange. There's two away.
I would say that was a slider. It looks like his repertoire is fastball, slider, changeup, with the changeup being the pitch that he's developing more here at the Double-A level. And clearly the fastball is major league ready. And if he can throw the slider for strikes and not get into trouble, he'll be in pretty good shape. Like this guy.
There's Jace Borfin. First pitch downstairs, 1-0.
What Jace do yesterday, he had an 0 for 5 in the doubleheader with a walk and a run scored.
He was able to work a walk against Stroman. 1-0. Downstairs again, 2-0. He was the last batter that Stroman completed the at-bat against. He exited the game with a 1-2 count on Peyton Williams. After a wild pitch was the first ball of the count. That moved McCarty and Borfin up to second and third, and then that was it for Marcus Stroman. 2-0 to Jace. That's downstairs again, 3-0, trying to keep it down low against Borfin. He's in the driver's seat, 3-0.
Jace tied for the team lead with 9 home runs. He's hit 7 of them in this ballpark. Significantly better hitter here than he's been on the road.
3-0 count. Get me over fastball at 100 miles per hour, strike one.
Coming into tonight, Borfin 260 here at Delta Dental, 178 on the road.
How about the home runs, though?
7 here, 2 away.
3-1. That's a strike. Yeah, you mentioned that. I think the split that I'm looking for there is the Borfin home runs against right-handed batters compared to lefties.
Has hit 7 off righties, 2 off lefties. He's hit 326 against lefties, 189 against righties.
Interesting.
So go figure.
Yeah. Well, the count's been run up full from Lagrange to Borfin. 3-2, 2 away. The payoff. Jay slaps it straight up the middle, and that's right at George Lombard Jr. He's down to make that grab. Well, that closes out the first inning from Delta Dental Stadium. It's quarter of a century night. We'll talk about that more when we come back in the top of the second inning. Here we go, top of the second inning. Rogers faced 4 batters in the first. Now Dylan Hasso swinging a hot bat. Here we go. We'll get time before the first pitch to him. But Hasso riding the 4th longest active on-base streak in the Eastern League right now. Entering tonight, that all got started the first time against these Cats. First pitch upstairs, 1-0. Has reached safely in 23 straight games. Again on May 20th against New Hampshire. Next pitch. Skied right field side. Devontae Brown ranging in for it towards the alleyway. Looks like he's got it. There it is, out number 1.
Blue Jays lost today at home series finale with Arizona. 9-5 would be the final. Down 9-1. Jays came up with a run in the 7th, 3 in the 8th. Alejandro Kirk hit 2 home runs today. Jonathan Clase had 1.
First pitch missing low and away to Garrett Martin.
Blue Jays for the weekend, Joe, will be
1-0 fought off. A little flare shot on the infield. Doty back for it in shallow center. And he squeezes out number 2.
They will be home to play the White Sox this weekend.
Back home.
Yankees beat the Angels 7-3 to take the series finale there. So the Yanks lead the Jays by 3. Tampa Bay home to Baltimore tonight. They had quite a rally last night from down 8-0.
First pitch to Cole Gabrielson is in at 91, 0-1.
I don't know how the Rays keep doing it, but they feel competitive teams. They trade away their stars and they just keep rebuilding and rebuilding.
0-1's outside, 1-1 to Gabrielson.
I think I did see that a Jacksonville-based ownership group, though, is looking at buying the Rays.
1-1, another flare shot, shallow left center field. Jace Borfin won't have a play on it. Picks it up on a hop. It's a 2-out base hit for Cole Gabrielson.
That exit speed of 74.8. Didn't get much on that, and that's why there were no Fisher Cat outfielders anywhere near that ball. So Gabrielson played in Game 1 yesterday, the doubleheader, walked and scored. He is now aboard with his first hit of the series.
And now Tyler Hardman. Another power bat buried down at 8 in the lineup. First pitch to him. Low and outside portion of the box, it's 0-1.
I think I looked at this last night. He has been the one Patriot who's been the most difficult for the Fisher Cats to retire this year.
333 against the Cats, 0-1, outside 1-1. If you take out Spencer Jones and Rock Riggio, who their only games against New Hampshire was yesterday, Hardman, this will be his 7th against the Cats this year. 13 total bases, he's 8 for 24. Couple of doubles. Next pitch, cracked to straightaway center field, maybe left center. Desan's there into the shadows, pulls down the 3rd out. So Rogers induces 3 flyouts in the 2nd inning, gives up a 2-out base knock to
Bob Littman and Joe Pratt back here with Chris Jarrett with the AAA Buffalo Bisons tonight. They were up 2-0 on Worcester. Henrik Pinango continues his terrific season. Started here and is still going great guns, knocking in one of the runs for Worcester. Anders Toller was here early this year, right? And
yep.
He's starting tonight at Polar Park.
William takes an early advantage here, 1-0. 4 hits either side for Buffalo and Worcester right now. 1-0 to Williams, high and away. He's facing Blaze Jordan right now. He was with Portland to start the year. Put together, really, when you take a look at the month of May in the Eastern League, 2-0 to Williams, cut on and missed at 98. RJ Schreck, as good as he was, there was one guy who was pacing him a little bit more, maybe one step ahead, and that was certainly Blaze Jordan. He's been right at the middle of the Woo Sox lineup. 2-1. Williams gets tied up there. It's 2-2. Joe Stinkson Garcia also playing with the Woo Sox right now. That must have been cool today for Chris to go see some of those guys.
Yeah, no question.
2-2. High and away. We'll get another full count. And not even guys from this year's team like Pinango, like Schreck, Tolhurst, Rainer Nunez, Riley Tirada. 3-2. Williams watches it all the way through. Full count walk for the meat truck. He's on first.
And you notice Lagrange did not go fastball. Tried to bring the slider in back door there. And Williams takes for a leadoff base runner for the Fisher Cats. Walks again have been a little issue for Lagrange, so we'll keep an eye on that. Kay Doty's having a good year.
Certainly is. First pitch to him. There's another slider that bends in at 82. The team lead with runners in scoring position. Kay Doty. Williams on first, nobody in scoring position now, but still putting together a great campaign. As he rattles this one on the ground, tough play for Lombard Jr. It's through into center field. Back-to-back base
Jr.
runners.
Stole a bunch of hits away from the Fisher Cats last night.
He did,
and he didn't miss that one by much. Doty with hit 33. He's right out. He's closing in on 300. 2 on, nobody out. So now you start thinking, how do we get multiple runs in this inning?
See what Deshaun Brown can do. The third baseman Max Burt playing up at third. Right beyond the cutlet of the grass, runners on first and second, nobody gone. First pitch to Brown, he shows bunt, pulls it back. It's still going to be called strike one. It's a strong slider from Carlos Lagrange. Got some shadows cast across this infield and outfield. Sun going down pretty soon here in Manchester. 0-1 pitch to Deshaun. Not showing bunt. He takes a stab and miss at another breaking ball. It's 0-2. The shadows and sunlight really not causing anybody problems except for the right fielders. That would be Garrett Martin for Somerset and Devontae Brown for New Hampshire. They're having to look right into the sun that peaks over the concourse on the left field side. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike three. 3 straight breaking balls from Lagrange, and he finds his third strikeout, first gone in the second.
Would have loved for Deshaun to get those runners up a base. You know, a double steal's not a possibility with Williams and Doty on the base paths.
Yep. And no need, you'd think. No outs, it's early. We're getting used to these 7-inning games. 2 7-inning games with all these postponements that we have. Playing the full 9 today. First pitch to Devontae's low and away.
Test the bullpens a little bit more.
He had to work yesterday a good amount. 1-0 to Brown. Front door breaking ball. Boy, he tried to get out of the way of that one. Maybe even sell the call, but slithers back in 1-1. Carlos Lagrange, just like Trey Savage yesterday, all red glove. Takes a look at second with his 1-1. Up and inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, he split time this season between Hudson Valley to start the year and now the month of June with Somerset, just as he did a season ago. 9 total appearances. 2-1, nearly gets back to the backstop, backhanded by Rafael Flores. 3 balls and 1 strike.
We certainly Brown's going to be taken on this pitch, right? 3-1, try to load him up.
Looking for his 18th walk on the year. 3-1. Oh, he tried to hold back and went around. It's 3-2. Nasty slider low and away. You got to have a lot of confidence in that pitch to throw it 3-1. 1 gone, runners on first and second. Let's see what he comes back with. Second full count of the inning. Payoff to Devontae. Cut on a miss, strike 3.
You had no match for that 99-mile-per-hour fastball. Lagrange got into a little trouble. He walked out of the Iowa meat truck. Doty singled, but back-to-back strikeouts to the Browns, and now Robert Brooks up.
Let's see what Rob can do. 125 on the year. Couple of homers. First pitch. Up and inside, 1-0. Talked a little bit with Brooks earlier today, just around batting practice. And he's funny to be around at batting practice, always rooting guys on to the point. First, the 1-0 is high and away, to the point where sometimes it sounds sarcastic, but he's so genuine about what he means. Telling Jace that was a big league round right there. He said they weren't working on anything in particular, just trying to get some swings in. And you think about it, it's been almost 2 weeks where these guys haven't taken BP here. 2-0's in for a strike, it's 2-1. With all the weather that we had the last couple of days, doing BP out back in the cages. Well, he's on the receiving end right now. These 100-mile-an-hour pitches from Lagrange. Last one was triple digits, 2-1. And he cuts through another high fastball. That one reads 101.
Yeah, 101.2. How about that?
Hawkeye reads 100.9. He'll step off before the 2-2. A leadoff base hit for Paulino in the first, then a leadoff walk for Williams, then Doty followed with a single. And now back-to-back strikeouts. Lagrange is up to 4 tonight. Chance to get out of the second. Break-even pitch. Brooks skies it just beyond the infield, right field side. Tyler Hardman is there. A couple of steps into foul territory. He's got out number 3.
Yeah, look at the board. 102. 100, 101, 102.
As we start the top of the third inning, W.D. Matthews is the New Hampshire source for your company's industrial forklift and aerial lift equipment needs. W.D. Matthews, lifting area business since 1955. When your company needs a lift, visit WDMatthews.com.
Give a shout out to the Vancouver Canadians. We want to wish them well tonight. It is the final day of the first half in the Northwest League. Vancouver and Everett are tied for first place, but Everett owns the tiebreaker. So the Canadians need to win their game at Eugene and then hope that Spokane can beat Everett, in which case, first half title for the Canadians, they'd be in the playoffs.
Definitely need to follow along with that game. 9:35 p.m. start. First pitch to Max Burt, up and inside, 1-0. Chris McIlvaine on the mound for the Seas tonight. Looking for his first win in high A. 1-0. The top of the zone, strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Max Burt. And you mentioned it on Burt. Bob, a local guy. Massachusetts, the Boston area. It takes time with a 1-1 count.
Always brings some fans along with him.
1-1. Dribble on 2 hops towards Doty. Forehand pick and his throw in time. It's the former Northeastern Husky, Max Burt, to start off the top of the third. There's 1 away. And now back up to the top of the card and Rock Riggio. We'll get another look at this on stream. Hard hit, couple of hops. And Doty follows it all the way. And first pitch now to Riggio, gets back to the screen. You can see it bounce back towards the mound from our first base cam that's positioned just at the end of the Cats dugout. Brent LaValle standing on the staircase wearing his classic number 33 uniform in the Bubba Blues tonight. 1-0 to Riggio. He fouls that between his legs, 1-1. All white pants with the navy blue New Hampshire cap. And then the classic New York Yankees style Patriots uniforms with Somerset across the front. 1-1. Slow dribbler towards first base in foul territory. Well, Bob, last night we thought it was Raul Dominguez stationed at third base. I got some info from Steven Cusimano for Somerset. The next pitch is cut on a miss. That's going to get back to the backstop, and Riggio will be safe at first. He didn't get a piece of it, swung and missed, and he reaches on what could have been the swinging strikeout for Grant Rogers to pick up the second out of the inning. Instead, George Lombard Jr. will have a chance with one gone and the man on first.
So who's down at third?
We've got not Raul Dominguez, that's for sure. First pitch to George Lombard Jr. Now, we just assumed it was, but it's actually Mario Garza, wearing number 13, the Yankees director of baseball development. The pitch to Lombard Jr. is up and inside, 1-1, and he didn't go around.
Raul's on the steps in the dugout. I can see him from here.
Number 52.
Yep. So your boss says, I want to take third base. You give him the job.
1-1.
Ooh, close.
Inside, 2-1. Rogers ready to go. 2-1 pitch is flared foul. Bring the count to 2-2 on Lombard Jr. And we're talking about Rogers making his Double-A debut against these Somerset Patriots right here at Delta Dental on May 21st as Lombard Jr. calls time. Retired the first 13 batters he faced in that game, Bob. We mentioned his difficulties getting out of the first inning. It really wasn't like that back on May 21st. I'll check back at first. And Riggio's in there standing up. Gave up back-to-back base runners and then an Antonio Gomez double. Didn't get much help from his infield as Max Burt was able to reach on an error. The 2-2s fouled straight back. And then a single from George Lombard Jr. That was part of a 3-run fifth inning for Somerset after Rogers brought a perfect game into the fifth. Finished by going 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned. 2-2. Cut on a miss, strike 3.
Sinker at 91. So that actually is in the books as back-to-back strikeouts. But Riggio reaching on the strikeout wild pitch charge to Rogers. So man at first, but now 2 outs.
Now Spencer Jones. Right on left, first pitch. Jones takes at the top of the zone, strike 1.
94 for Rogers, about as high as he's been tonight, right?
Yep. That was a tough start to the season for Rogers. Well, pitching well, but didn't really get much run support. 0-1's low and away, 1-1. 4-1 loss in his Double-A debut on the 21st of May, and then got his second go against Hartford on May 27th, where he went 6 innings, allowed just 1 earned run. It was a quality start. 1-1. Tipped into Brooks's glove. It's 1-2, and they also lost that game 4-1. Put together a great month of May with the Vancouver Canadians, where he pitched to a 1.17 earned run average with 2 earned runs across 15 1/3. Continued that with 11 innings for the Cats. Pitch misses low and away. It's 2-2. 3 earned runs in that span. He piled on 9 Ks. But in his last 3 starts with the Cats, it's been the long ball that's gotten to him. 3 given up across his last 3 starts. Looked good through 2. 2-2. Fought off down the left field line and foul. 94 again from Rogers. It jams Jones. We'll see the infield shifted heavily to the pull side for the lefty Jones, who calls time. Ryan McCarty stationed at third base today. He's far off that line. 2-2. Fouled straight back into the screen. Not the first time that he's been stationed at third for the Cats, I guess, as a Fisher Cat, but first time we see him there this year, Bob. Seen him in left.
It is a position he is comfortable with.
2-2 with 2 gone. Outside, 3-2.
Jones will draw walks. 4 walks in the doubleheader yesterday, 2 in each game.
Now 2 for 5 in the series. 3-2, runner takes off, it's high and away. 5th walk of the series for Spencer Jones. That'll extend this frame with Grant Rogers nearing the 50 pitch mark.
Those big hitters, I absolutely buy into. When you start seeing them draw the walks, they're being selective, plate discipline. That's when good things really start to happen.
Once you start seeing them strike out a little bit less, walk a little bit more.
Yep. That's how you get yourself out of the slumps. Start trying to work your way on any way you can, walks included.
Now Flores, he takes low and inside, 1-0.
He's a big batter right now for Grant Rogers. Pitch count starting to climb a little bit. He's been out there for a little while on a warm night. Hasn't given up a hit in this inning.
1-0. Big swing and miss. 86 on the less than fastball toss. It's 1-1. Well, he's been capped around the 80 pitch mark in each of his first 4 starts with the Cats this year. 1-1. Broken bat, slow dribbler towards McCarty. Forehand scoop, he'll throw on the run. It's tall and it gets by Williams. This will score at least 1 run. Riggio in from second. Now here comes Jones. He's going to score with no throw, as Somerset takes a 2-0 lead in the top of the 3rd inning on a play that should have ended it. Yeah, tough
that
break.
Is rough. Yeah, it is.
Yep.
And again, you had just talked about Ryan McCarty playing third base for the Fisher Cats for the first time this year. I thought he had a shot at just going to third and getting the force there and get out of the inning.
Yeah.
Not a good throw, and Somerset scores 2 on the play.
Pitch to Dylan Hasso's in for a strike. Should be E5, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yep. It went in there as that. 0-1. And Hasso falls behind 0-2. And Riggio reaching on a strikeout. That just makes it that much tougher. As the ball got away from Robert Brooks. Now Hasso's going to take some extra time before the 0-2. Rogers comes set. 0-2. Called strike 3. Dots the low and inside corner, and Rogers escapes the top of the 3rd inning with his 5th punch out, not before Somerset puts up 2. And we go to the home half of the 3rd, see what the Cats can do when we come back.
All right, back here at Delta Dental Stadium, Northeast Delta Dental reminds us that we can all benefit from good hygiene habits that impact the health of our teeth and gums. They suggest adding the daily use of a toothbrush and floss and regular dental office visits to our healthcare routines. Visit NDDelta.com for oral health tips. So a lot of young ball players here tonight honored before the game. Must have been some state champs.
Yeah. Medal ceremony before the game.
Yep. All the players got introduced. Our public address announcer, Ken Kale. Andrew Murray's on the field.
Counts now even to Edinson Paulino, 1-1. One for one with a single. 1-1. A swing and a miss. A little arm side run on that pitch from Lagrange. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Paulino. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 punch outs for Carlos Lagrange, and he has looked strong through now 2 1/3 innings. Here's Charles McAdoo. Lagrange turns and throws. First pitch is in there for a strike. Lagrange 6 punch outs in his Double-A debut at Binghamton on June 6th. 0-1, high and away. To give up 3 earned runs on 2 homers in that contest and then followed by tossing 4 innings with 5 earned runs on 7 hits against Portland last week. 1-1. And buried for ball 2 in 99. Only picked up 2 punch-outs in his last time out, so nearing that 6 strikeout mark to match the season high at AA. 2-1. And McAdoo falls back to even in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did pile on 9 strikeouts in 3 games for Hudson Valley this season. But on only 1 start, he's gone scoreless. Turns and fires a 2-2. McAdoo stays alive by firing it straight back. He'll stay alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We saw the Major League rehab of Marcus Stroman, who's working back for a knee injury for the Yankees, pitch here last night, the ballpark that he once called home.
2-2 again, upstairs, 3-2.
Worked 3 1/3 innings through 55 pitches or so last night. It was 55. I didn't see any quotes today from Yankee brass about what might be next for Stroman, whether he's going to stay with Somerset or what the plan is.
3-2. Hit hard on the ground, but right at Rock Riggio. He's got it, and that throw is wild. Wow. There it goes. McAdoo is going to be safe at first. Boy, what happened there? Certainly take it. Another leadoff base runner.
It's the 3rd error of the year on Riggio.
Not a leadoff base
Humid,
runner.
wet hands. I mean, I don't
Maybe.
Sweat. I don't
know. Just sailed on him.
Just between what we saw last half inning with McCarty and now that one.
Now here is McCarty. Tough to tell where that missed. It's 1-0. Now with McCarty, you could say, well, maybe hasn't had too much time at third base. He hasn't had to make a throw like that this year. 1-0. Popped up and headed towards the parking lot. Make it 1-1. But for Riggio has been a mainstay at second since being up here with Somerset. Cats will certainly take it. They put a man on in each of the first 3 innings. 2 hits, no runs to show for it. 1-1 home. McCarty slaps it high and shallow towards right field. Garrett Martin's there, and he receives the lazy flyout. There's 2 away.
At AAA last night, Max Scherzer was working back from a thumb injury, made a rehab start for the AAA Buffalo Bisons. And there are some reports that that was his final rehab assignment and he may rejoin the Blue Jays in the rotation sooner rather than later.
Here's Jace Borfin. Oh, they got McAdoo off of first. Throw down to second. Lombard Jr. will apply the tag, and that'll close out the bottom of the 3rd inning. Carlos Lagrange, through 3 scoreless, has surrendered 2 hits. And we go to the 4th inning, and Bob Lippman will take over on the play-by-play.
Through 3 at Delta Dental Stadium, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Somerset. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Fisher Cats. 2-0 Somerset. They scored 2 runs without a hit last inning on a throwing error by Ryan McCarty. Here's Garrett Martin, 0 for 1, leading off the 4th. And Grant Rogers is over for strike 1. In the Eastern League, the Binghamton Rumble Ponies are headed to the playoffs. Binghamton put together a tremendous first half. Number to Williams, pitcher will have to get over, and the play is made. 3-1 on the putout of Garrett Martin on a grounder on the right side. 1 away. Here's Cole Gabrielson, 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. So Binghamton is going to the playoffs and now will reset, and whoever wins the second half then will play Binghamton in the playoffs in September. And if Binghamton wins again, then whoever has the second best record in the second half will go. First pitch swinging, grounder to McCarty, throw to first, retires Gabrielson, 2 away. And Rogers in position for a quick inning. His 2 ground outs. They'll have to get Tyler Hardman to end it 1-2-3. In the Southwest Division, starting tonight, Erie with a half-game lead on Akron. The Rubber Ducks are up at Hadlock. They lead Portland 6-3 in the 8th. Erie and Chesapeake tied 2-2, bottom of the second, in a game that started a little bit late in Erie tonight because of the weather. But Erie in control. If they win out, then they earn the playoff spot. 0-1, and now pitcher Rogers ahead 0-2. Erie has won the last 2 Eastern League championships. The Tigers, Double-A.
Yep.
After having never won one, they've won the last 2.
Kind of like the Florida Panthers, Stanley Cup champs. Well, we got a scoring update in Buffalo, Bob.
All right. 0-2 pitch to right. It's pretty well hit. Back Devontae Brown. Warning track. He's got it. Hardman retired. What you got in Worcester?
7-2, or should say now 8-2. Woo Sox lead.
Oh,
nope.
Woo Sox.
Woo Sox.
Here it's 2-0 Somerset to the bottom of the 4th after this. Chase Borfin to face Carlos Lagrange, bottom of the 4th. Fisher Cats trailing 2-0. He'll take outside 1-0. Line to second to end the 1st for Borfin. And fastball up there at 98. 1-1. We get past 8 o'clock. The lights are coming on here at Delta Dental Stadium. 2-1. It's a hot day today. More humidity. It's one of the this was a real steamy kind of day. 2-1 home to right at fair. No. Hooked it. Borfin, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hit it on the screws.
Rogers center, almost 34,000 today. Toronto tried to sweep away Arizona but lost 9-5. 9 runs, 9 hits for the Diamondbacks. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Blue Jays. Swing and a miss, so Borfin retired. 6 strikeouts for Carlos Lagrange. Alejandro Kirk, 2 homers, 3 RBIs. He went 3 for 4 for Toronto. Eugenio Suarez, 3 for 5, a homer. 4 runs batted in for the Diamondbacks. He homered off Kevin Gausman, who took the loss. Williams was going for it all on the first pitch. Took a big rip. Strike 1.
Well, the Jays tried to make it a game.
Got some runs late. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Yankees 7, Angels 3. 12-hit Yankee attack. Goldschmidt homered. So did Jazz Grissom. Carlos Rodon is 9-5. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout to start the bottom of the 4th for Lagrange. And here's Cade Doty. Singled his first time up. Not a day baseball today. Milwaukee 8 and the Cubs 7. And strike 1 to Doty. Kansas City beat Texas 4-1. San Francisco 2. Cleveland 1. Inside, a ball and a strike. St. Louis beat the White Sox 5-4. Tigers 9. Pittsburgh 2. Foul back.
I believe that was Skubal against Skeens today. Chris was talking about that yesterday.
Heaney went for Pittsburgh.
Oh, no Skeens.
Former Fisher Cat Ryan Baraki pitched in that game, though, for the Pirates. Skubal's 8-2.
What was his line?
It's 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. The 1-2 to Doty, swing and a miss, and Lagrange strikes out the side, and he's up to 8 strikeouts. Somerset 2, New Hampshire nothing after 4 on the Fisher Cats Radio Network. With Joe Pratt tonight, I'm Bob Lippman. Chris Jarrett has the night off. He's down with AAA Buffalo. Their game at Polar Park against Worcester. Max Bird will lead off the fifth, and the Fisher Cats still trail this game 2-0. Having some trouble putting runs on the board against Somerset. Just 4 so far in this series. Burt takes strike one. He grounded his short his first time up. Went 1 for 2, game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday. And it is still Grant Rogers out on the mound for the Fisher Cats. Ball tapped up the line. Rogers ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. Max Burt tonight playing his 51st game against the Fisher Cats. Spent a lot of time here at AA, the Yankees organization. Burt out of the 9 hole. Rockrigio on deck. George Lombard Jr. will follow. Rogers over strike 3. Nice pitch, off speed. It was kind of right in the middle of the zone. And Burt becomes strikeout victim number, is that 6 for Grant Rogers.
Yeah, second looking.
This guy was caught looking to start the game.
I should say third looking.
One.
Yep.
Rockrigio looked at a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. He gets a fastball to start this at bat. Out of play, 0-1. Give you this date in Fisher Cats history. We're going to go back just 3 years. Fouled off. I know it's 25 years today.
Quarter century
night. But we weren't playing ball then. But 2022, after dropping the first 6 games to Somerset, it's a 7-game series because of weather. This one outside. The Fisher Cats avoid the sweep with a 5-1 win. Will Robertson had a 2-run single in the first. Added another on a force out in the third. Cam Eden had a 2-run single in the 8th. Andrew Bash worked the final 5 innings for the win in relief of Luis Quinones. Cam Eden now is on Somerset. Played last night. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. I saw Bash was the reliever after Anders Tolhurst down at Polar Park tonight, so he's still in the Blue Jays system. And we know about Will Robertson. He's in the majors with Toronto. So that's your this date in Fisher Cats history. Now it's George Lombard Jr. Strike 1. And it's inside 1-1. And you and I we've talked about how this Fisher Cat rotation has come together very nicely now for Brett LaValle. He's swinging a foul tip 1-2. But what we're seeing is around the Eastern League is they're matched up pretty competitively with a lot of other teams. There's some really good pitching once again in the Eastern League. It's known as a pitcher's league. 1-2 fly to right. Devontae Brown back to the wall, and it clears the fence. Lombard Jr. hits it out. Didn't look like he got all of it, but it carries over the fence, his second home run. And Somerset now leads 3-0. 91-mile-per-hour fastball, exit velocity 92.9. Looked like he just elevated a fastball, and Lombard got it.
It's a great stretch there for Rogers. Retires 6 in a row with 3 punch-outs, and the solo shot nearly scrapes the wall and right.
So here's Spencer Jones. And for Rogers, you get through, that's the first earned run that he's given up in the game. The other 2 were unearned. 1-0. It's a strike. You can get through and give up 3 runs in your start. You've done a good job because your offense has got to get you 4. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And the Fisher Cats this year have 7 wins scoring 3 or less, 22 wins when they score 4 or more. 1-2. Ground ball to second, should be routine. Paulino to first, and the inning is over. But a 2-out solo home run by George Lombard Jr. Somerset 3, New Hampshire nothing on the Fisher Cats Radio Network. Last of the fifth, and New Hampshire held to just 2 hits so far. A first inning single by Edinson Paulino and a single by Kay Doty in the second. Carlos Lagrange out for the fifth. Struck out the side in the fourth. He'll face the bottom 3 in the order. Deshaun Brown, Devontae Brown, Robert Brooks due up here against the 6'7" Somerset right-hander. Patriots lead this one 3-0. Down low for a ball. Lagrange's longest outing was his first when he went 6 innings at Binghamton. Called strike 1-1. Hassan chops it foul. Over by the tarp, safely put away for the time being. Pitcher's ready, and he gets him swinging. So Deshaun goes down 91 miles per hour there. And that is 4 consecutive strikeouts and 9 in the game for Carlos Lagrange. And here's Devontae. I don't see any Major League Baseball transactions involving the Blue Jays today. Check swing, foul ball. Yankees have lost, well, let's see. It is pitcher Yerry De Los Santos went on the injured list today. They called up Javian Sandridge from AAA. I'm not familiar actually with either one of those guys. Oswaldo Cabrera transferred from the 10-day injured list to the 60-day injured list with a left ankle fracture. That's Yankee transactions. 0-2 here to Devontae. And he got him swinging. And that's 5 in a row. Bring up Robert Brooks.
New season high for Lagrange. Previous one was 9. Did that 3 times this year for Hudson Valley. Now you mentioned it, 5 in a row.
Robert Brooks looks at a strike. Last pitcher to have 10 strikeouts against the Fisher Cats in a game was May 1st. Portland's Hayden Mullins got a 10 strikeout game, 5 2/3 innings. That was here. No balls, 2 strikes. The all-time record for an opponent against the Fisher Cats was Somerset's Matt Sauer, who struck out 17 Fisher Cats August 24th, 22.
Wow.
Down in New Jersey. 0-2. Brooks looks at a ball.
It's a new career high for Carlos Lagrange. It was 9 coming into tonight. Now up to 10 and a chance to get 11 right here with the count 1-2 to Robert.
Swing and a miss. 6 in a row. 11 in the game for Carlos Lagrange. And Somerset's lead is 3-0 as we head to the 6th at Delta Dental Stadium. Cornerstone Pest Control is Southern New Hampshire's fastest growing locally owned and operated pest control specialist. Prompt next day service, integrity, and quality solutions for all your pest control needs. Sleep soundly at night. Call Cornerstone Pest Control at 603-395-9200. Cornerstone Pest Control is the official pest control company of the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. First pitch swinging, Rafael Flores to right, a little one off the wall. Devontae will bring it in and hold Flores to a single. But that starts the 6th on the first pitch from Grant Rogers with Jonathan Lavallee warming in the bullpen.
It's a loud and long single, 103 off his bat. Backside shot off the right field wall. Brent staying put in the dugout. See how long the leash is for Grant Rogers. He's at 78 pitches, and that's really been the ceiling for Grant in Double-A this year. His season high in pitches, at least for the Cats, is 83.
Dylan Hasso goes after the first. This will help Rogers out. Deshaun Brown in center. Reels it in. Looked like he may have misjudged it a little bit there. Ball carried pretty deep.
Yeah, he's standing there. Looked like he was pointing at something and looking to his right at Jace Borfin. Could have been the lights.
One away. Here's Garrett Martin, 0 for 2.
There's not a light post. It looked like he was pointing right above our heads. I don't think there's a light post up there.
And first pitch swinging by Martin on the left side. Who's going to take it? Doty, no, called off. And Borfin brings it in. So 2 away.
That's what he needed. You mentioned Lavallee warming up in right. A couple of quick flyouts that forces Flores to stay at first, and now chance to complete 6 innings with just 1 earned run on his line.
Fisher Cats are 1-7 against Somerset. They've had a 0, 3 1s, and 2 3s on their board tonight. 0. And Somerset has pitched the Fisher Cats well. Another gem tonight from Lagrange, who has 11 strikeouts and 5 scoreless. Foul back 0-2. Chesapeake is taking a 4-3 lead at Erie tonight, bottom of the 3rd inning.
Oh, wow. They've surged.
And Akron is winning in the 9th.
Buffalo got one back. Sorry to cut you off there. Bison still down 8-3.
It's the Woo Sox. Red Sox off tonight. Gabriel Sin right to short, inning over. How about that? Pretty easy inning for Grant Rogers. He's through 6. It's a quality start. 1 earned run in 6 innings.
Cats Radio Network. Meow.
Let's go, Zick. Get it done. Vancouver won 11 in a row before losing last night. They need a win tonight and a loss by Everett in order to win the first half of the Northwest League for the final day of the season. Here's Edinson Paulino, and against Carlos Lagrange, rolls it foul, strike 1. And the next is a little bit low. One, two, three in the order to the bottom of the 6th. There's a strike. Now, this guy is just pounding the strike zone, and if you were worried about command, Lagrange has walked 1 tonight. He's not been in trouble. A little behind here on Paulino. He's going to knock one down the third base side, but foul.
Almost perfect. You'd think a guy who can touch triple digits would struggle with the walks, but with Hudson Valley, 64 strikeouts to just 12 walks in his 41 2/3. Pretty good.
The 1-2. Foul tip. Paulino away at ready here. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. And that's 7 strikeouts in a row for Carlos Lagrange. How about that? Here's the DH, Charles McAdoo. He's got a hit and on base streak on the line. He's 0 for 2 Strikeout and reached on an error. First is over. No. Inside 1-0. Good crowd tonight cheering on the Fisher Cats. 1-0 pitch. Outside. Here's the next. 3-0. McAdoo trying to reach ahead of Ryan McCarty. Taking, it's right down the middle. Misses inside. So at least one of the McAdoo streaks is going to continue. He's now reached safely in 16 consecutive games. Still looking for a hit. 21 will jog down to first base. He's the team leader in steals, so maybe this can help lead to a run. Ryan McCarty coming up, and that ends the string of 7 consecutive strikeouts. I'm going to open my record book here for a second. First pitch is taken for a strike. The most consecutive times that the Fisher Cats have struck out is 11 times in a row. August 2nd last year at Binghamton. Lagrange, 1-1. Somerset bullpen is active at the moment.
Oh, there we go.
That's off the catcher's glove. So McAdoo will get second. That's got to be a pass ball.
Gotta be. See what they rule it. Certainly take that.
Addams Family. Did you watch the Addams Family?
Never did. Quarter century night, though. Fits.
2-1 to count. McCarty takes a strike. Fisher Cats trying to get on the board for the first time today. They have only 2 hits. 2 walks, 1 reach on an error. 2-2. Thorfinn waiting on deck. In a 3-0 game, pitcher steps off.
Like to see him turn one around. Some to that right center gap, that'd be good.
Lagrange, McAdoo was straying away.
That's how he got caught last time. He was extending his lead, and then Lagrange picked off towards first. It was pretty routine 1-3-6. Go down as a caught stealing, I believe.
Pitcher ready, 2-2, got him swinging. 13th of the night for Carlos Lagrange, and McAdoo steals third on the play.
Well, what happened there? Because McCarty's still up. But you're right, Bob. That should have been strike 3. I had that as strike 3. I'm not sure what that motion was by the umpiring crew.
Balk? See what
Must have been.
See what Dave tells us. Our official score tonight. 2-2 to McCarty. Through the middle, it's a base hit, and the Fisher Cats are on the board. McCarty did not strike out. He delivered an RBI single, and it's 3-1 Somerset. Tying run coming to the plate. Just the 3rd hit of the night.
And it was a balk that put McAdoo on third. Didn't really matter, though. He could have scored from second, but extended McCarty's AB. Cats are on the board. And it looks like that's going to do it for Carlos Lagrange.
The 12 strikeout outing, he was terrific tonight. He's given his chance every opportunity to win the game. We'll see how this all plays out in the latter half. We're in the bottom of the sixth, pitching change for Somerset. The score now 3-1. On Valley Sports and MILB.TV, you're getting a look at 21, Barron Stewart. There's his record, 0-2, 5.68 ERA. 31 strikeouts, 24 walks. And he takes over here in the sixth inning. Carlos Lagrange can only win this game or have a no decision. He cannot be the losing pitcher, leading 3-1 and only one on. But Ryan McCarty just delivered an RBI single, his 11th RBI of the year. Charles McAdoo, a walk, a pass ball, a balk, and then the RBI. So potentially that could still be an unearned run, too, against Lagrange, who goes 5 1/3. It's one of the more electrifying performances we've seen this year with a pitcher who hit 102 on our gun at one point. Here's Jace Borfin, homer ties it. And the first knocked to second. They'll play to short. Got one. Lombard back to first. 4-6-3. One pitch double play. I would have liked the home run better. As we go to the seventh, and Elliott Hospital called to the bullpen for the Fisher Cats after Grant Rogers went the first 6. Here to tell you about our new pitcher and to take over the play-by-play once again, Joe Pratt.
Here we go, top of the seventh inning. Jonathan Lavallee is the new pitcher, and he misses upstairs 1-0. We're back for quarter century night tonight. We got collect 'em all night tomorrow. Big deep breath, 1-0 to Hardman. Skied out to left field. Long run for Borfin, going back to the track at the wall. He's going to leap up, and it's off the padding. It stays in the yard. Hardman thinking about 3. He'll stop at second with a leadoff double. Put it right on that pad above the video screen in left field, and there's about a little less than a foot that pad sticks out and a couple of feet underneath the yellow line. And so that means the yard holds it, and it's not a ground rule double. As Bob and I, we were talking about it last night. That was game 1 last night, where if the ball gets lodged in the wall and left, it's a ground rule double. But since it kicked off the wall and was playable, Jace Borfin had a play on it, and Hardman could have advanced to third. He stopped at second. Now Max Burt tapped off of Robert Brooks's glove, and it's 0-1. Nineteenth appearance out of the bullpen for Jonathan Lavallee in a Cats uniform this year. His 0-1. Popped up, and it's going to get into the seats right over Somerset's dugout. Heard that hit. We're talking about the promotional schedule coming up. First the 0-2 to Burt. Cut on a miss, strike 3. That's a great response. 3 pitches and the first strikeout for Jonathan Lavallee. Now, before we get into that promotional schedule that we see moving on into the weekend, take a look at Rogers' final line. It's his 3rd career quality start at the AA level. He goes 6 innings, 4 hits. Rock Riggio turns around the first pitch he sees. It's popped up. Edinson Paulino is there in shallow right. Says he's got it, and battling the night sky, he's able to find it and pull it down. That was interesting. Devontae Brown was standing right behind him in deep right with his palms up, looking up to the sky. He didn't know where that ball was. Luckily, Paulino was there to make the play. Wasn't deep enough. There are 2 away for George Lombard Jr. Yeah, so Rogers goes 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. Only 1 was earned. 1 walk to 7 punch-outs. And it's again the long ball getting to Rogers. First pitch to Lombard Jr. Skied towards right field. Looks like Devontae's got a beat on this one now, right in front of the track. There it is, out number 3. Well, Jonathan Lavallee works around the leadoff double. He only tosses 6 pitches in the top of the 7th inning, and it's stretch time at Delta Dental Stadium. Back with you on the Fisher Cats Radio Network. Joe Pratt and Bob Lippman at Delta Dental Stadium tonight. No Chris tonight, as he's down with Pat Malacaro and the Buffalo Bisons in Worcester. Still trailing 8-4, trying to make their way back into that game, top 7. Currently bottom of the 7th inning here, and Williams flares the first pitch out towards left field. Gabrielson to the line, and a couple of steps in foul territory, pulls down the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Baron Stewart in the 7th. That's exactly what he did to pick up Carlos Lagrange in the 6th. The first pitch to Jace Borfin that he tossed was a 4-6-3 double play to close out the 6th inning. That is the only inning where the Cats have scored a run in tonight's game. Just 1 run on 3 hits. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Pats. And now here's Cade Doty. Right on right, first pitch. And there for a strike. Well, Buffalo took an early 2-0 lead in the top of the 2nd. Then Worcester responded with 4-run bottom of the 3rd and 4th innings to make it 8-2. And then the Bisons would respond again in the 6th. A 1 outside. Make it 1-1 to Cade. Let's see how they got their runs. Hendrik Pinyango double. That drove in a run. 1-1 to Cade. That's fouled off the catcher. Boy, that took a chunk out of Rafael Flores. Home plate umpire will give him an extra second. Hartford and Reading. The tie just broke in baseball town, 3-2. Arfields lead the Goats. We'll be in Hartford next week to open the first half. Back at Duncan Park. See Dan Lavallo, Jeff Dooley. 6-game series to finish off June. 1-2 to Doty. Downstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. From Baron Stewart, who has collected 3 total outs, has only faced 2 batters so far. And now his 6th game of the season. Has allowed at least 1 earned run in each of his first 5 appearances for the Pats this year. 2-2. And Doty cues it on the ground towards shortstop. Lombard Jr.'s got it. Low throw. It gets by Hardman. And Cade Doty reaches first. Let's see if the Cats can build off of that, as Doty reaches for the 2nd time today on what looks to be a throwing error. The Yankees' number 1 overall prospect at shortstop, George Lombard Jr.
Another look at it here. Fielded it cleanly. It's an error.
Yep. Now 2 errors for the Pats tonight, both by their middle infielders. Now Desan Brown, who's struck out swinging in both of his plate appearances tonight. Chance to turn things around. First pitch. It finds the outer edge, 0-1. Well, Stewart not as fast. Not the flamethrower that we saw in Carlos Lagrange, but still up there. That one was at 95. Stewart's ready, 0-1. Swing and a miss. Similar location, this time a breaking ball at 87. We mentioned Lagrange has made 5 appearances on the season, 3 of which have been against Portland. Season high 3 1/3 innings on May 31st, 0-2. And Desan takes low and away. It's 1-2.
You had asked me about Skubal and Skeens. I guess I didn't realize they were rained out last night. It's a doubleheader. Skeens pitching game 2
Oh, wow.
for Pittsburgh. They just didn't match the 2 of them up against one another.
Why not? That's no fun. 1-2. Popped up, headed towards foul territory. It'll stay 1-2. I guess you get 2 for the price of 1. You get to see Skeens in one game, and you get to see Skubal in another.
That's crazy. That's 2 of the best pitchers in baseball right there.
Not bad.
4-4, bottom of the 9th. Tigers trying to get to 22 over 500. Best record in baseball.
Wow. Doty leads off first. 1-2 again to Brown. That nearly gets back to the backstop. Flores saves it. The count will move to 2-2.
Akron has beaten Portland 7-6. I don't know if you mentioned that. Sea Dogs
Nope.
got 3 in the bottom of the 9th. They needed 4.
I'll check back at first. Long reach for Cade Doty. He's in there.
So we await the outcome of the Erie game, but both Erie and Akron are 43-22, tied for first at the moment in the division.
And Erie, you said, has a game in hand.
Down 4-3, though.
Down 4-3.
Yeah.
2-2. Hassan takes upstairs. Boy, good eye. That's a close pitch. Hawkeye has it in there.
Yeah, and Stewart looking in. But he knows there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, that happens. And you just got to put it behind you and concentrate on the next pitch, which could be huge.
It's a game of analytics. You like to see the human element take over sometimes. Throw back to first.
We have not. Oh,
That's a balk.
Wow. I wonder if Raul Dominguez is going to come out and ask about that. I see he's got his hands extended in the dugout. Both 2 umpires called it. Oh, he went to his. No, he didn't see it.
Didn't quite get the replay. Must have not come set for long enough. Too quick of a move. Now the 3-2. Oh, called strike 3. Hassan Brown gets rung up.
That was in the zone.
Yep. You can't blame Hassan. A similar location to the last pitch, and it was called a ball. So looking for that consistency, he didn't get it. Now Devontae.
Still just 1 swing away from tying the game.
And here's a guy who could do it. Devontae Brown with the runner on second base. First pitch from Stewart. That falls inside, 1-0. 87 from Stewart. He turned it up to 97 in the last 2 pitches of that Hassan Brown at bat. Pick up his first strikeout. And he'll take some time. Won't go to the rosin bag, just steps off the back of the rubber. Fixes the lid, and here we go, 1-0. Devontae, 2 homers on the year, 15 driven in. 1-0. In the zone, strike 1. Has walked 17 times to 44 punch-outs. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of swinging Ks. One. Outside, it's 2-1. 238 average in the month of June. And Devontae Brown coming into tonight with an 11-game on-base streak. That hangs within his grasp right now. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cut on and missed. Bring the count even to 2-2. Two hits with a runner on second this year for Devontae. 228 when they're in scoring position. 2-2. Whoa, that missed. Missing everything, going back to the backstop. And Cade Doty moves up to third.
That was a little unusual because he looked like he was coming to deliver the pitch, and the ball kind of like stuck in his hand.
Yeah.
He's like, "What? Look at this."
Oh, he slipped.
Yeah.
Caught that left foot as he was trying to stride home. Just grazed the dirt. Seen a couple of weird plays like that tonight. A couple of throwing errors. 2 balks by Somerset, and the 3-2. Devontae swings and misses at strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Barron Stewart puts an end to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cats still trail 3-1 as we've played 7 on Thursday night. Top of the 8th inning, and Jonathan Lavallee back out there. He was able to work around a leadoff double back in the 7th inning. And now we'll have to face 3, 4, and 5 as we start the top of the 8th inning. Joe Pratt, Bob Lippman with you on the Fisher Cats Radio Network. Thursday night in Manchester. First pitch to Jones. Big cut on and missed. Nearly lost the helmet going after that high fastball. It's 0-1. Well, Jones has reached and scored tonight and make it 8 of the last 9 where he's done so. 0-1 is outside, 1-1.
Storylines tonight. Grant Rogers for the Fisher Cats, his 3rd quality start in 6 starts at Double-A.
1-1. And Jones holds the bat out but didn't go around. 2-1.
Grant gave up 1 earned run in 6 innings with a walk, 7 strikeouts. Carlos Lagrange officially 5 and a third innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It is called earned, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts.
2-1. It's high. 3 balls, 1 strike.
A pair of 6'7" starting pitchers here at Delta Dental Stadium tonight. It's been a pitcher's kind of game. Only 8 hits total.
3-1. In there at 92. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Have you ever seen that before? 2 6'7" starters going toe to toe. 3-2. Called strike 3.
Dandy of a pitch. Right there, lower half of the zone. Spencer Jones caught looking, get another look at it here. It's above the knees.
There you go. Strikeout number 2 for Jonathan Lavallee.
Fisher Cats pitchers have struck out 9 tonight.
Piled on the K's this series. Flores takes low and away. 14 strikeouts in 7 innings last night for the staff. And then 13 in game 1. Of course, helps when Jerron Watts-Brown picks up 8 of those. 1-0. That's in there to even it up at 1-1. And now the 1-1 again. That looked like it was off the knob of Flores' bat. And it's a foul ball to make it 1-2. I should say, looking at a previous start for Grant Rogers, the 5-3 win, or loss, should say, for the Cats. Yeah, 13 punch-outs. And then check that, 8 strikeouts in game 2. 1-2. That's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Had Justin Kelly down for 6 strikeouts, and I guess my 0 just looked like the number 6. So 8 strikeouts in game 2 after 13 in game 1. 2-2. And Flores unloads on the 2-2 pitch out to deep left field and over the brew house. It's gone. Second home run tonight for Somerset, and it's the 12th of the season for Rafael Flores. And they extend their lead to 4-1.
We're going to see some pretty good metrics on this one, aren't I? 416 feet, 108.5 off the bat. It's one of the longest home runs that we've seen here in years. On top of the brew house for Rafael Flores. He's within 1 home run of Spencer Jones' Eastern League lead of 13.
Dylan Hasso's the batter. It's outside, 1-0. You're keeping track of that, right? The home runs to the brew house, maybe just for New Hampshire.
For everybody.
1-0. Low and away, 2-0.
I try to remember to mark it down. It's definitely not it's the 3rd this year.
2-0. Straight back where it came from towards Desan Brown in center. 1 hops into his glove. Back-to-back hits for Somerset. And Dylan Hasso extends that on base streak to 24 games. So I think we got the Rafael Flores home run here tonight. Josh Rivera hit one to the brew house for New Hampshire earlier this year. Is that the only?
C.J. Stubbs of Harrisburg hit one on the brew house in that same game.
That's right.
As Rivera.
And for Rivera, that was the first 3-run homer for the Cats this year. They have not a lot of 3-run homers.
It probably wouldn't surprise you if I told you that Orelvis Martinez did it 4 times in his career. Ryan Schimpf, who is New Hampshire's all-time home run leader, never did it. He was a lefty hitter who went to right a lot.
Just took advantage of the short porch.
Yes.
Brent LaValle gets the green light from the home plate umpire John Forster to walk out there and make a pitching change. That'll be the night for Jonathan Lavallee. Back-to-back base runners, including the solo shot from Rafael Flores that traveled 416 feet. And we will see Michael Dominguez get an appearance out of the Cats bullpen when we return. Somerset now leads 4-1. Back in a moment from Delta Dental.
Elliott Hospital call to the bullpen. As Joe told you before the break, Michael Dominguez in. Appearance 12. 0-1, a 2.54 ERA. 5 starts. This will be his 7th relief appearance. Man at first, and Somerset leads 4-1.
It's Michael Dominguez with the runner on first and 1 gone. First pitch to Garrett Martin. He's way ahead of it. 88 on the gun. Foul ball for strike 1. Lavallee gives up the home run to Rafael Flores, his 12th on the year, and then Dylan Hasso turned around a single to center field. He started the inning with a looking K of Spencer Jones. Dominguez is ready, and the 0-1. A swing and a miss from Martin at a pitch low and away. It's a great pitch to come back with after Martin was way ahead of the last one on an inside location. And now a chance to put him away as out number 2. 1-2. Hooking down the third base line and foul. Scoreboard read 1-2. Should it be an 0-2 count?
It's 0-2.
Yep. A couple foul balls and a swinging K. We're looking for a K. He comes ready. I'll check back at first. Well, it's the 12th appearance of the season for Mike Dominguez. Has made 5 starts. Across 28 1/3 innings, owns a 2.54 earned run average. 1-2. Up and inside. Martin bends out of the way of it.
He's not worked in 8 days. Last appearance, 2 innings of relief work last Wednesday, June 11th in Reading.
1-2, he checks his swing, and Garrett Martin goes down swinging. First batter faced, first strikeout for Michael Dominguez as he tries to close out Jonathan Lavallee's line, and there are 2 away for Cole Gabrielson.
There's no appeal to the umpire because the plate umpire called the swinging strike.
Looked like he went around. First pitch to Gabrielson. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Well, Mike Dominguez worked his way into the Cats rotation as a starter in late April after Anders Tolhurst got the call up. The 0-1 pitch is downstairs. Boy, that was close. 1-1. So after Tolhurst went up to Buffalo, Dominguez into the starting rotation. 1-1. Skied out to the right center field gap. Tough play for Devontae. He's still on the run. He dives and it's out of his reach. Desan Brown will pick him up. As Dylan Hasso is around third, he's going to come in and score an RBI double for Cole Gabrielson. And Somerset tacks on 1 more run in the top of the 8th inning. It's 5-1.
Knowing that Desan Brown had him backed up, Devontae went all out to try to get that. Didn't quite get there, and Somerset picks up the insurance run. 5-1 now. 8 hits for the Patriots and 3 for the Fisher Cats tonight.
First pitch to Tyler Hardman. Too low, 1-0.
Close the book on Jonathan Lavallee, an inning and a third. 3 hits, 2 runs. 2 strikeouts.
A time called. Is this going to be a pitch clock violation? Or they need to restart the clock? All right, ready to go. Dominguez ready. 1-0 home. Hardman powers it to straightaway center field towards the left center field gap. Desan is there. He squeezes out number 3. Well, after the pitching change, Cole Gabrielson knocks in 1 more for Somerset. They tack on 2 in the top of the 8th. And to the home 8th we go. Cats trying to come back in this one on Thursday night. 9-1-2 will face the new arm into the game for Somerset, starting off with Robert Brooks. And we will see Indigo Diaz make an appearance against the Cats. Finishes up Baron Stewart's night. Second reliever out of the Pats' pen. First pitch to Brooks. Cut on a miss, strike 1. That finalizes Baron Stewart's day, who goes 1 2/3 innings. Completely scoreless, perfect frames. 2 strikeouts, no hits, no walks, no earned. 0-1 pitch. And Brooks spears at it. He's down to 0-2.
Diaz. 20th appearance for Diaz. 4-1, 5.01 ERA, 23 strikeouts, 23 1/3. League hitting .227 against him.
Big righty at 6'5", 250. 26-year-old, 0-2. Brooks takes upstairs, 1-2.
In town's North Vancouver.
Not the only North Vancouver guy in the building tonight. Brent LaValle out of North Delta, BC. 1-2. Brooks skies it to right field. Martin going back, running out of space at the wall, and he jumps and makes the catch. Wow. He robs Robert Brooks of extra bases, a deep fly, and Brooks, tip of the cap as he made his way to second. There's 1 gone.
Leaps, got it.
Wow.
333 feet. 94.5 exit speed.
You say 344? 333.
He needed 344.
Yeah.
334 might have done it.
Well, there's 1 away for Paulino. Now he rockets this one high towards left field. Yard will hold this one. Gabrielson back, and he's got it.
So here's McAdoo, perhaps his last chance to extend the hit streak that's at 12.
Only 3 hits for the Cats tonight. Has reached in every game this month, the month of June. And in his last 5 games, he's hitting .412 with 7 hits. 6 of those have gone for extra bases. First pitch. Top of the zone, strike 1. 96 from Diaz. Boy, all 3 throwers for Somerset tonight are 95 plus. 0-1 to McAdoo. Outside, 1-1. .6'5" righty is ready to go. 1-1. And McAdoo chases after a low and away breaking ball. He's collected 23 strikeouts across 23 1/3 innings. And the former 27th rounder to the Atlanta Braves in 2019 out of Michigan State. 1-2. Fouled straight back into the screen. We found out that Charles McAdoo's got some Michigan State ties. When his dad threw out the first pitch earlier this year, was wearing a gray Michigan State hoodie. And of course, Chris, being the big Michigan fan, had to ask him. Grandparents went to MSU, Charles McAdoo. The 1-2's downstairs, 2-2. But Charles from Antioch, California, NorCal, attended San Jose State. Pittsburgh Pirates draft pick, made his way to the New Hampshire Org last year. 2-2. A flare shot towards right center field. Martin over for it, but it's going to be Jones to make the grab. Cats go 3 up, 3 down on 3 straight flyouts in the bottom of the 8th. They'll have one last shot after the top of the 9th.
Somerset's here through the weekend. Tomorrow at 6:35 will be game 4 of the series. Ryan Watson 4-3 for the Fisher Cats. Brock Selvage 1-1 for Somerset. 6:35 for Star Wars and Fireworks Saturday. Dev Harrison and Trent Sellers. Sunday 1:35. Last time Somerset's here this year.
First pitch from Mike Dominguez to Max Burt's in, 0-1.
We go to New Jersey in July and September.
Burt will call some time. That's right, that first week of September.
Right after Labor Day is the 1st this year.
Oh, is it really? Wow. 0-1. Low and away, 1-1. So it's always the first Monday of September. Doesn't matter if it's the 1st.
Correct. So 2nd through the 7th will be at Somerset. They come back here to play Chesapeake to end the season.
1-1 to Burt. That ties him up. Slow roller in front of the mound. Dominguez is there and throws across the diamond to get Burt as out number 1 in the 9th. 1-3 put out.
We'll start a whole new season on Tuesday night at Duncan Park in Hartford. Reset the standings for every team in the league. And everybody will have an equal chance to try to fight their way into the playoffs, which will be 2 rounds of 2 out of 3 to decide the Eastern League champ. Every league kind of does it a little bit different.
Yeah.
We talked about that on the way to golf last week.
We did. First pitch to Rock Riggio. Big swing and a miss at a 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball. 0-1. Yeah, we were talking about how the International League or AAA ball will do a 1-game finals between the top 2 teams. 0-1. Skied on the infield. Brooks will give it a look, but it's in the seats.
So what it is the International League champion will be decided between the first half and second half champs. The Pacific Coast League champ will be decided between the first and second half champs.
Okay.
And the 2 winners will meet in 1 game in Las Vegas to decide the AAA championship.
At the Aviators Stadium, I assume. 0-2. Outside 1-2.
Well, the Athletic Stadium's not ready yet.
Right. Tropicana. Well, unless they play at Jacob Sharp's UNLV. But I doubt that. 1-2. Riggio cracks it to right field on a line. Devante's there. Squeezes out number 2. You mentioned tonight's an ice cream night at the field. If we had more flavors down there, what's your ice cream order?
Well, if it's soft serve, I always go twist.
Of course.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Hard ice cream, I like fruit flavors. I love strawberry ice cream.
A Cosmopolitan, you ever do that?
Yeah. Well, Neapolitan.
Neapolitan. First pitch to Lombard Jr. is a swing and a miss, 0-1.
I buy the Breyers, that
Yep.
vanilla chocolate strawberry. You get them all.
Oh, 0-1 to Lombard Jr. And it's low and away, 1-1. Solid crowd that stayed on hand. And the 1-1. Low and away, 2-1. Pretty clear night. Thought we would have some thunderstorms rolling through. That never happened.
I've been fortunate.
Two balls, 1 strike. Here it is. And cued on the ground towards Williams. He'll need some help from Dominguez, who covers the first base bag. And that's it for the top of the 9th. Luis Pacheco enters the ballgame for Somerset in the bottom of the 9th inning. 3 outs to get for Somerset to win their 3rd straight game in this first half closing series between the Pats and the Cats. And coming into tonight, Somerset with a 7-1 lead in the season series. Took 5 of 6 from the Cats in May, 2 yesterday. And it's Ryan McCarty, Jace Borfin, and Peyton Williams, 3-4-5, who stand in the way. Third arm used by Raul Dominguez's Patriots tonight. And here we go. Ryan McCarty leads off the bottom of the 9th. First pitch. Missing outside, 1-0. Indigo Diaz pitched a scoreless 8th, induced 3 flyouts. Completed 1 inning of work, 1-0. Rolled sharply on the ground towards Lombard Jr. He spins and throws to first. Got McCarty as out number 1.
Do a full 360 on that?
He did. Not sure if he needed it.
Indigo Diaz won scoreless inning, getting us to Pacheco. This is not a save situation with a 4-run lead. His 21st appearance working out of the bullpen.
First pitch to Jace Borfin's high and away. Hasn't allowed a run since May. 4 appearances since then, has allowed 3 hits across 4 1/3 innings. Picked up 4 strikeouts in that span. 1-0. And Borfin rolls it on the ground towards first base. Hardman is there, underhand flip to Pacheco. 2 quick ones, and the Cats are down to their final out. It'll be Peyton Williams, the Iowa meat truck, who's 0 for 2, reached on a walk to start his day, then struck out swinging and flew out to left. Owns the best team average going into today in June, 302, with 16 hits this month. And he takes low and away, 1-0. Hits in 11 of 14 games in June for Williams. Looked like he got a piece into Flores' glove. It's 1-1. 97 from Pacheco. One. Downstairs at 90 miles per hour. 2-1 count to Williams. Time called. If Williams could reach, it would be Cade Doty on deck to face Pacheco. 2-1. In there for a strike. It's 2-2. Crowd behind home plate didn't like it.
It was a good pitch.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ball game over. Somerset takes the 3rd game of this series, 5-1. They out-hit the Cats 8-3. And that early 3-0 lead